Picture this. Every week, San Diego's shores are graced by 3 to 4 boats not carrying tourists, but illegal immigrants. It's a sight that's become all too familiar in this sunny Californian city, a city that's been declared the epicenter of illegal immigration. This isn't a title any city would want, yet San Diego finds itself at the heart of a crisis that's been escalating, seeing an alarming surge in illegal crossings by both land and sea. The reasons are many and complicated, but one thing is clear. The situation is dire. It's not just the boats. The increase in Border Patrol arrests paints a telling picture of the scale of the issue. San Diego has surpassed Tucson, once considered a major hotspot for illegal crossings. A shift in criminal smuggling networks lured by stricter measures in Texas and Arizona has put San Diego squarely in their sights. But perhaps the most shocking aspect of this crisis is the number of migrants released into the city. Over 130,000 individuals, each with their own stories, their own dreams. But their arrival brings with it a host of challenges and questions. How will they be integrated? What impact will this have on the city's resources, its infrastructure, its people? And it's not just a local issue. With plans to transport these migrants to other parts of the country, the effects of this crisis will be felt far beyond San Diego's beautiful coastline and sunny streets. With such staggering numbers, the impact on San Diego and its residents is profound. While the federal government has allocated $38 million to assist immigrants in San Diego, the question arises, who's footing the bill? A question that not only sparks curiosity but also calls for a closer look at the financial landscape surrounding immigration. The answer, quite simply, is American taxpayers. As illegal crossings surge, so too does the financial burden on the public purse. With each new arrival, there are costs for processing, housing, healthcare, and other social services. These costs can quickly escalate, and it's the American taxpayer who often ends up shouldering this financial load. Now, let's juxtapose this with the stricter immigration measures in states like Texas and Arizona. These states have tightened their borders, leading smugglers to shift their routes to California. This shift is not without consequence. It brings with it an increased cost, both financially and socially, for Californians. Interestingly, the government's allocation of $38 million for immigrant assistance in San Diego can be seen in two lights. On one hand, it's a lifeline for those seeking a new beginning, a beacon of hope in their journey towards a better life. On the other hand, it's a significant expenditure that comes out of the taxpayers' pockets. While the monetary cost of immigration is substantial, it's important to recognize that the cost doesn't stop at dollars and cents. There's a societal cost, a strain on resources, and an increase in infrastructural pressures. Schools become overcrowded, healthcare services are stretched thin, and local communities can find themselves grappling with unexpected challenges. It's a complex issue, one that calls for a balanced approach. An approach that respects the rights and aspirations of those seeking a better life, yet also acknowledges and addresses the legitimate concerns of American taxpayers. The cost to American taxpayers is not just monetary, but extends to societal and infrastructural pressures. This is the reality of immigration, a reality that prompts us to ask not just how much we're spending, but also at what cost. As we grapple with the costs, it's important to examine the other side of the coin, the benefits received by these illegal immigrants. The first thing to understand is that these immigrants, regardless of their legal status, receive access to certain services. For instance, they are entitled to emergency healthcare services. This means that if they get sick or injured, they can seek medical attention without fear of deportation. Furthermore, their children are eligible for public education. These services are funded by the federal government, which means that they are paid for by taxpayers. Beyond these immediate benefits, there are also social services that these immigrants can access. These include food assistance programs and temporary housing options. In many cases, these services are essential for survival, especially for those who arrive with nothing but the clothes on their backs. Now, let's flip the coin and look at the burdens that this situation places on U.S. citizens. One of the most prominent concerns is job competition. With an influx of immigrants willing to work for lower wages, some citizens may find it harder to secure jobs, particularly in industries like construction, agriculture, and hospitality. Another burden is the increased demand for public services. With more people relying on public education, healthcare, and social services, the strain on these systems intensifies. This can lead to longer waiting times in hospitals, overcrowded classrooms, and a depletion of resources designated for social assistance. The federal government has allocated $38 million to assist immigrants in San Diego. But what about the needs of the existing residents? Are they being overlooked in the process? Are their tax dollars being used in a way that benefits them, or are they bearing the brunt of a situation they didn't create? The scale of benefits and burdens is tipped, but is it in favor of the American citizens? It's a question that requires careful thought and balanced judgment. It's also a question that, ultimately, each person must answer for themselves. San Diego, a city known for its stunning beaches and vibrant culture, now finds itself at the heart of a complex issue. The influx of immigrants is shaping the city's landscape in ways that are both challenging and enriching. On one hand, the city grapples with the strain on resources. The surge of immigrants has led to an increase in government spending, with $38 million allocated to assist immigrants in San Diego. This burden on the taxpayer's wallet is a cause for concern among many residents. The city's infrastructure, too, is feeling the pinch, with an increase in Border Patrol arrests and a significant number of migrants being released into the city. But it's not just about numbers and dollars. The human element is equally important. The city has seen a rise in homeless migrants, with boats washing up on shores each week and people wandering the streets. This has sparked a debate about humanitarian responsibility versus maintaining order and security. On the flip side, the influx of immigrants has also brought about some positive changes. San Diego's cultural tapestry is becoming richer and more vibrant, with new traditions, languages, and cuisines adding to the city's unique charm. The new arrivals bring with them a strong work ethic and a hunger for success that can fuel economic growth. The city's economy is also benefiting from the immigrant population. Many of these individuals fill jobs in sectors like agriculture and construction, where there is a high demand for labor. They contribute to the economy not just as workers, but also as consumers, spending their earnings on goods and services in the city. Socially, the presence of these immigrants is fostering a sense of community and solidarity among San Diego's residents. There's a growing understanding and empathy for the plight of these individuals seeking a better life. The city of San Diego stands at a crossroads, grappling with the realities of being the new epicenter for illegal immigration. It's a challenge that's reshaping the city, for better or for worse. As we move forward, the question remains: how will San Diego navigate this complex issue, and what will be the long-term impact on the city and its people? The waves crashing on San Diego's shores carry more than just the Pacific's saltwater. They bring with them a tide of complexity. As we wrap up, let's revisit the key points we've explored today. San Diego has become an unexpected epicenter of illegal immigration, with boats landing weekly and over 130,000 migrants released into the city. The cost to American taxpayers is significant, with $38 million allocated just for assisting immigrants in San Diego. The impact has been felt profoundly by the city and its citizens, as they grapple with the challenges and changes brought about by this influx. However, it's important to remember that this issue is not black and white. While there are undeniable burdens, these new arrivals also bring their own unique contributions to the city's vibrant tapestry. As the sun sets on the San Diego horizon, the question remains: how will the city navigate these turbulent waters?